Good morning, everybody, on this beautiful Easter Resurrection Day. You know, it's April 4th, 2021. South Korea right now. It's a little chilly outside, cloudy. And we got the cherry blossoms. You know, all the flowers are blooming. It's pretty cool. I love this time of the year. So, for today's video, I wanted to talk about the international churches. Like I said earlier, you know, as you watch this video, as it's being filmed, it's Easter / Resurrection Day, depending on what you want to call it. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to make a video for people who want to come to a worship services around the bases, where to go to. So in particular, we're going to talk about the international churches. Now, if you're not familiar, an international church is just basically, and I'll put my interpretation on it, churches that speak English as the predominant language, but may have, like, say, Korean services as a second, or even in some cases like Tagalog for the Filipinos, whoever. They have secondary languages, but English tends to be the predominant language. It should also be noticed, if you just want to go to a church in general, there's lots of them in Korea. They're literally everywhere. However, we're focusing on the ones suited for English speakers. And in this case, they're going to be all about 5 to 10 minute walk from the main gate, which I'm approaching up here. There's a lot more further down the road, but you're probably about a mile or two away, but that requires driving for a lot of people. So for some people, that's not going to work. So I'm trying to keep it simple. Also, so with that in mind, as we approach the Lighthouse Baptist Church up here, across from the main gate, let's talk about some more details. So, one of the interesting facts about these international churches is everyone I've ever been to, every pastor I've ever known, they're all U.S. contractors. What that means is they have a full-time salary working on base, or they're retired even now. A couple of them are retired and they live off their pensions. These people are contractors. A lot of them are ex-military. So they have the means to take care of themselves. And so that way, whenever you see, you go to a church, you know how a lot of people complain about, you know, paying the pastor's bill and stuff with their tithe. Not in this case. It doesn't go to salary. The offerings go to maybe missions, paying the rent, but it doesn't go to salaries because it's all volunteer. And that's pretty cool. You know, obviously the pastor has to take care of themselves, so they don't have the time to devote to things like, say, visiting nursing homes or so as a full-time pastor. But on the other hand, because they can sustain themselves, they don't rely, you know, there's not that pressure to put in those offerings, right? So it's a good thing. It cuts down the bills. It's good. Sorry, I'm starting to ramble there. All right, so first, let's look at the Lighthouse Baptist Church. This is a very easy place to get to. It's right here on the bus route, across from the main gate. I've been there, I think, once, maybe twice. And, you know, nice people, praise the Lord. Doctrinally, it's, again, Baptist. And I won't speak too much about the doctrines of each churches too much, because it kind of gets into, you know, almost like, you know, why we're better or why we're not. But I would say it's worth checking out. I mean, it's definitely worth your time and effort to check out. And with that in mind, the next church we're going to go down to is actually down the road here. And those kebabs are cooking. Smell really good right now. Anyway, we're going to go down the road. I'm going to cut the camera off here because we're by the base, and security kind of gets a little annoyed when people got cameras and stuff around the base. So let me turn this off and I'll get back with you. Okay, so we've crossed walking gate, main gate, making our way up here. Look at all these petals. The blossoms are coming out. It's really awesome. Looks very lovely this time of the year. All right, so, To Wing Cafe. I haven't seen that place. Interesting. Yeah, so the next church we're going to go to is just right up here. Now, this church I have not visited. I've known a couple people that have gone here. So I really can't tell you much information about it. Suffice it, I want to point it out because it is nearby and let you all decide what you want to do. What is this? This is the New Testament Christian Church. I will say this. The only thing I can say is a couple people that have gone here and visit, it's been nothing bad. And that's one thing I do want to say. I think every church I'm about to show you, there's nothing bad I can really say. You know, it's not like they're, Fellowship Nightly, all U.S. military welcome. There you go. It's just preaching a living Christ to a dying world. Very good. Now, I guess the parking's here because you got the arrow there, but the church itself's right here. Front. There you go. If anybody wants email, phone number stuff, there you go. Okay, so having made that, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back down the road. Then I'm going to go out to Anjung Ri. And I would like to point out again, there's actually other churches. I'd actually like to give them some love and spend some time covering them. One second. Yeah, people were nearby. I had to cut the camera for a second. Anyway, so I was saying, I'd like to give them some love. So I'd like to point out, there's some other churches here. And I'd like to give them a shout. You know, I'd like to go point them out, but they're far away. I'm pressed on time a little bit today. And I think for a lot of people, especially people who are trepid, you know, just want to test things out, they just want to hang around the base and try that out. So that's why I'm pointing these out. Oh, and I should mention while I'm rambling here, obviously, of course, on base, there's the chapels. And the chapels have, you know, many different faiths, many different worship times. They're very convenient. But for those who live off base and looking for something off base, this is what I'm showing you for. One of the cool things it should be mentioned about when you go to the churches off base in a lot of cases, you're going to meet a lot more different people. And that's pretty cool. Like, so, for example, the church I go to, we have a lot of Filipinos. We have, you know, of course, Americans. We have GS, contractors, whatever. But we also had, like, prior to COVID and all these lockdowns and stuff, we had, like, some of our tents for people from Nigeria, Ethiopia. A lot of great people to get to know, really cool people. So really, it's a really diverse group, and I do like that. Very humble too. You get a lot of humble people. So I was really glad, you know, it's one of the things I'm really glad about. Whereas when you go on post, not that anything's wrong with the people on post, because after all, I'm part of one of those people, is, you know, you kind of get in the same old, if you will. So if you want to broaden your horizons a little bit, get to know a little group of different people, you know, take it off post. So anyway, instead of me rambling, let me shut this off. Then when we get near to the next set of churches, I'll kick it back on. Okay, now, main gate's right down there. We're about 2 blocks up. So you got the Howard Hotel and the Howard Motel. Actually 2 separate places right here. So the next church, oh, nice little park there, by the way. So the next place we're going to visit is called VCF Sunday Worship, VCF Church. So you got Wawa. Wawa, by the way, is a good restaurant. It's worth checking out. But you have this church here. And this is like the one I was saying with all the Filipino, a lot of your Filipino ladies and stuff that go to. Very international. Like I said, for Africa and stuff, like really cool. Second floor here. You know, I will not say one is better than the other, but I will say it's English-speaking, non-denominational. Yeah, here's a good point too. If you want a non-denominational church, this is it. If you want a Baptist church, you go back over there. And a lot of these churches are non-denominational. Okay, so what I'm going to do is probably contradict myself. I say probably because I'm still deciding. There's a church about a mile down the road from the gate. And I wasn't going to go there because it's outside of the walk, that 5 to 10 minute walk. But for people with cars, I think this is something they're going to want to look at. And it's a very easy place to find. So I might as well go ahead and go film it. But in the meantime, I want to talk a little bit and let you all just get a look, see what's going on here. Here's a place. By the way, if you like gourmet coffee and you don't mind paying the extra price, this might be worth it. The Roasting Special Coffee Hand Drip Bubble Tea place. What makes this place so special with roasters with Jongjin Wan is this guy personally roasts his coffee. And from what the girl told me inside, it's like on Thursdays he brings it by. I mean, he has a regular schedule where he personally roasts it. He personally drops it off. Personally, you will pay more money for this too. But if that appeals to you, yeah, it's worth checking out. I mean, the coffee wasn't bad, but I'm not a connoisseur either. You know, a place like Starbucks coffee and a place like that might pretty much taste the same to me. But I'll let you all decide. Another cool place I will tell you up here, if you want like a burger place and you want something cheap but really, really good. Hold on, I gotta put my mask on. Gotta tighten it up. Oh wow, new restaurant. Okay, Chinese restaurant. So they got jjajangmyeon. Oh yeah. All right, that's cool. All right. It's this place here, the Suje Bugga. Suje means like handmade or handcrafted. This is the older sister burger place. Her prices haven't changed that much over the years, which impresses me. I was here a few weeks ago, and it was still like 5,000 won gets you a double cheeseburger or a bacon cheeseburger. It's really impressive. And what's really cool about this place, she makes her own buns, okay? Very affordable. There's no fries here, but her donkas, her buns, everything's handmade. And she, one thing that makes her burger special is besides handmade, like I keep repeating. So you got your burger here. She then makes an omelet that she puts on top with cheese, with vegetables, with lots of chili sauce. Oh, and pickles and stuff. They're really tasty. They're really good. So if you want a slight spin on your burger, have like maybe more egg, like literally an omelet on it, give it a shot. Really good, but it's really messy. I have to ask her to take off some of the vegetables and stuff just because it gets so messy, but they're so good and cheap. There's old Brownstone right there. By the way, while I'm walking across the street, now there used to be a Seventh-day Adventist church right over there where that mini stop is. But they moved to somewhere in Gaiksari, and I forget exactly where. I've seen it. But Gaiksari is way over there. I'm not going to cover that for real. Instead, we're just going to keep going down the road to the other place. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this off because I don't think anybody wants to watch me, listen to me ramble for a mile. So I'll kick you back on soon. Bye. Okay, so this is the church I wanted to point out. And I should take it back. It doesn't directly say that it is a, what you want to call it, international. But I think, I've seen this church for years, I think they have English service. They got their sign in English, New Creation Church. There's the website up there for information. It is roughly a mile, maybe a mile and a half from the main gate. But yet, just before Casa Brazil, the fan, and the road that leads to Gaiksari. Oh, beef and pork. That's another good place too. Especially they got good soups over there. Okay, I had to shut the camera down for a moment. People were coming by, you know, we gotta make sure our masks are up and everything, and it's hard talking through a filtered mask into a camera, right? You know, a video camera. It doesn't sound really good. So anyway, now I wanna show you the last place. And this one's not far from where I live. So I won't call it saving the best for last, but it'll be the last one in this video. It's an easy place to find, but it's gonna take me about 15 minutes from here to get back. All right, so that'll be the last one. Hey, look at all these petals. Wow, it's like raining out here, petals. I'm getting my hair and stuff. All right, so let's just finish this up and please hang on. Please stand by. Okay, I'm back. So, what I did was way up there, walked all the way down through the loop, past the brownstone, past Create Wellness. By the way, if you need a chiropractor, they're worth checking out. Tell them Robert sent you. I get a discount. Ding, next time. Yeah, so did all that to come to our last church. This last one is, oh, they're in service right now. This is the Christ is Life International Church, and very convenient to get to. Camp Humphreys is right up there, walking gate. You literally just walk around the corner. You can't see it through all the leaves, but you would just like about 5, maybe 7-minute walk. Boom, you're here. The gentleman who runs this church, I met him a few times. Met him at a conference a few years ago. See him sometimes on base. He's Pastor Michael Almond. He's also a contractor. Nice guy. Again, nothing bad to say about it. Again, if you want to shop around, see what's out there, here's another option for you. And also, it's next to the Big Bite restaurant. Big Bite is actually a pretty good place. I know my family loves it. Real popular with the local Korean people because they can get Western food here without, it's their taste of the West, if you will. Steak, fish, fried fish, of course, like American style. Lots of pasta dishes. A lot of guys on base like it. I think it's okay. I mean, it's expensive, but it's an all right place. So what I'm going to do is just walk by real quick since I talked about it. Might be someplace you want to visit. And maybe or maybe not. Yeah, it looks like they're open today. Big White Family Restaurant right there. Okay, so that does it for this video. I've already, talked about everything. I really hope you have a good day. Hope you get out, and I hope that you find this video useful. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'd like to hear from your comments below. Thank you. Bye.